What up, y'all? It's Araneae Storm checking in once again. And now we are officially moving to the Mercury series. I am so excited because I feel like we don't talk about Mercury enough. You know what I mean? I feel like we focus so much on all the other signs, or all the other planets. And, we'll be like, oh, what's your sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mars? I'm like, what about Mercury? Mercury is like one of the most important things. Like, are y'all serious? Like, we just gonna skip over Mercury? Like, that shit don't matter though? Anyway, for those of y'all that just now checking in for the first time, my name is Araneae Storm. Once again, I am a cosmic rootwork astrologer specializing in Mars activations as well as North Node and South Node consultations. So, if you would like to book a reading with me, you can hit me up at araneastorm.wix.com/info, and you can also find me on all social media at araneastorm. So, let's go ahead and get into it. So, what is your Mercury sign? It's like, oh my God, well, if it's that important, let me know what it is. Well, I'm going to let you know. I'm going to let you know what this Mercury is, what it is. It's a very, very important. I would definitely say when you are looking at somebody's birth chart, or you're looking at your own chart, or some, you know what I mean, or you find out look into their Mercury, because your sun sign might be one thing, but once again, if we go back to the sun, that's the lessons that a motherfuckers is coming to learn. Your Mercury is the way you communicate. It's how you think. You know what I mean? It's, it's your brother, your sister, it's your siblings. It's, you know what I mean? The short trips that you take. It is the messenger god. Okay? The Egyptians actually viewed your Mercury, or just the Mercury in general, as the spirit, the connection to spirit, because the way you communicate is, when people be like, oh my God, I feel like spirit's talking to me. That's Mercury. You know what I mean? So it's the way you communicate through spirit. It's the things that you're interested in. It's writing, it's books, it's journaling, it's speaking online, the way you communicate online, or if we're transiting through Mercury, or if there's a sign transiting through Mercury, that is what you're going to see being played out on online. And actually, as I record this, we are in a Mercury retrograde right now. Yes, we are in a Mercury retrograde right now in Scorpio. And right now, what is happening is there are things being exposed. There's a lot of things being brought to the light. Things that were hidden being brought to the light. And also a lot of talk about death. A lot of talk about like the occult and spirituality and being connected to spirituality. So it's very dark energy, but it's energy that can be transmuted into something else. So coming back to Mercury and Aries, and this being a cardinal fire sign, you know what I mean? Cardinal fire, so it's very quick-witted, quick, fast, in a motherfucking hurry. You know what I'm saying? And it's a Mars ruled. Aries is Mars ruled. So, when we talk about this is very blunt energy. The thing that for Mercury and Aries, the thing that came up in my mind, I don't know if y'all have seen this. God damn, I forgot the name of the show, but basically it was a show where they would be repoing people's cars, you know what I mean? And there was this girl, her name, please look her up. All you gotta type in is Bernice Don't Back Down. That is Mercury and Aries. Basically, they were taking people's cars, they was repoing people's cars and taking them if they wasn't paying on them or whatever and things like that. So there's this woman on there named Bernice, and that is Mercury. That right there, I don't even know what her sign is, but that right there is Mercury and Aries. Bernice Don't Back Down. You know what I'm saying? Mercury and Aries is not afraid to go toe-to-toe, to go to war for it. You know what I'm saying? They're not afraid to tell you how they feel. They're not afraid of opposition. They're not afraid of any of that stuff. You know what I mean? It's very much so I said what I said energy. And it's like, I'm not going to take that back. Very much so, who gonna check me, boo? Energy. Very much so Mercury and Aries. I know this Mercury very well because my mom was a Mercury and Aries, and we definitely bumped heads because I'm a Mercury and Leo. She's a Mercury and Aries, very fiery. And, you know, when we get passionate about something and we, you know what I'm saying, when we want to communicate how we feel, it very much so like, you know what I mean? Especially if we don't agree on something. Oh my God. Well, I'm not backing down. You not backing down. I guess we both just gonna be mad because no. So very much so that energy, very much so a leader at heart. Very, you know, when Aries is in his bag, when Aries, Mercury and Aries is like really focused on something, it can be an amazing leader, you know. But on the opposite end of that, Mercury and Aries can very much so be very self-focused, very self-centered, you know what I mean? Really only thinking about, you know, itself and not really thinking about other people. It's like, well, this is what I want. And the group is like, well, this is what we want to do. Mercury Aries is like, but this is what I want to do. So what's up? You know what I mean? So Mercury and Aries has to understand that, of course, you definitely need to be self-serving. Of course, in self-serving in a way of like you're serving yourself to your own highest good. But you also need to be able to understand that there's other people that is going to be a part of whatever it is that you want to do and the way you think. And there's going to be differences of opinion. And instead of lashing out in anger when people don't agree with you or people are opposing your opinions or beliefs, you have to come to Jesus, like, or have a come to Jesus moment and be like, all right, this is my world. It is my world, but there's other people that live in it. And sometimes you have to be able to kind of balance. That's where Libra and Mercury comes in. We're kind of balancing out the scales, kind of seeing what other people might like, kind of seeing what other people might want. You know what I'm saying? It's that kind of energy. Very confident. You know, when Aries says, you know, when even in speech, when Aries talks, it knows what it wants to say. And it's not like it's not like it's calculated. That's more Mercury and Virgo, but like it's more so like it talks with with strength, you know, and self-assurance and just surety. Is very assertive when they communicate, and sometimes it can often come off as very aggressive. I feel like a lot of people, when they hear Mercury and Aries talk, they can feel a little bit more intimidated by Mercury and Aries because, and I feel like this is really that energy if you're not really confident or sure of yourself, or you're just not really, also because it can be very loud. Like this is a type of energy that can project this voice, like, you know, to the back, and it doesn't really need like a microphone to speak. So people can really be intimidated by that, or they might not really like too much of that. Mercury and Aries is also the type that, it's been funny because I've been hearing this, a lot of people like, man, what? You know what I mean? I can't stand people that just be running their mouth in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And talking and talking and talking and talking. And Mercury and Aries, you know what I'm saying? Mercury and Aries wake up on 10. Not all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? You definitely want to check the aspects to your Mercury as all of your planetary positions. But, you know, and also the house. You want to check the house because the house does have to do with your Mercury sign as well. You know what I mean? Like it's the energy. So Mercury and Aries is the energy of, you know what I mean? Like, you know, what it is that you're communicating about, but the house sign kind of takes it. The Mercury Aries is the energy. So fiery, very blunt. The house that it's in is what the things that you will be communicating about more so. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I have Mercury and Leo in Vedic. In Western astrology, I have Mercury and Leo in the 6th house, and that's Virgo's house. So, you know, even though I come off, especially in my speech, very confident, very fiery, or very just direct in communication, you know, being in it's in the 6th house, I really like it really comes out when I'm talking about my work. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about the things that I do and the things that I got going and stuff like that. I get really passionate about the things that I work on. You know, I put a lot of energy into the things that, you know what I mean, that I do. So you'll find me talking, you know, if you hear me talking, you'll find me talking about a lot of the things that I'm working on, and the things that I'm doing. So just that's you know what I mean, you get that for an example. So you want to look to see what it is that you are communicating about. For instance, what I'm doing with y'all now, you know what I mean, like, you know, talking to y'all about astrology. Like, this is something that I'm really, really passionate about. So, you know, when I'm communicating this with y'all, it's like, this is what's shining through in my work. You know what I mean? I fucking love astrology. I could talk about it all fucking day, like, to be honest. But anyway, back to Aries, because this is not about me. It's not about, yeah. Anyway, very fiery, like I said, in communication, very blunt. Is anything else on here? Bernice don't back down. Oh, this is what I forgot. Temper tantrums. Y'all be thinking because fire signs are fire signs, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, it's fire. Like, it's cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, fire signs, water and fire are probably the most sensitive signs out of all signs. You know what I'm saying? Very, very, very openly sensitive about how they feel. I would even say sensitive, very emotional. You know what I mean? Aries is like, because it's the baby of the zodiac, you have Mercury there and then you have Aries there. It's like when you don't get what you want, or you feeling some type of way, how you feeling, you can literally start throwing a temper tantrum. You know what I mean? Going in and going off on people and shit. So Mercury and Aries, you know what I'm saying? If you're not getting what you want, take a deep fucking breath. Don't break anything, please. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of energy that can be very, 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 very quick to anger. You know what I'm saying? Can be very, 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 very quick to anger. But also on the opposite end of that is like, y'all, if let's say somebody says some bullshit to you, like, you know what I mean? You're also very quick to, like, with them comebacks. It's like, oh yeah? I am, all right, and you know what I mean? It's very much so that, you know what I mean? So Aries it can definitely go toe to toe with you. With Mercury and Aries will go toe to toe with you. It's kind of like debating in a sense. Mercury and Aries does not like to admit when they're wrong. Like I said, Bernice don't back down. You know what I mean? They don't like to admit. They will not admit when they're wrong. They're perfectly okay with standing firm in what they said, even if they know this shit is wrong. They'll go to war toe to toe for that shit. Jumping from one combo to the next, so like, because it's such a fast, you know, it's cardinal, it's going, it's on, you know what I mean, it's in motion and things like that. Mercury and Aries can very much so be the sign that you know, they'll be talking about one thing and then they'll get sidetracked. It kind of reminds me of Mercury and Gemini. It'll get sidetracked and then it'll move to another conversation, then it'll move to another conversation, and you're like, wait, Aries, like, you gonna finish talking to me about the shit that you did Saturday? Like, how the fuck did we get to Monday, yo? Like, what's going on? So definitely that. Quick-witted. Oh, cussing like a sailor. That's another thing that I put down. Was like, these motherfuckers, I mean, just like I said, these motherfuckers is goddamn fuck shit. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, when it comes to language and it comes to like that kind of expression, you know what I mean? Because if we're talking about communication, we're talking about expression, you know, it could be very much so potty mouth, dirty mouth, you know what I mean? It's like, this is the type of energy that can be around kids, and you're like, you little bastards. And it's like, Mercury and Sag is like this too. It just will fly off the handle and say some shit around the kids, and it's like, I mean, what? I mean, they gonna hear it anyway, you know what I mean? It's very much so that energy. Definitely. I feel like if we're talking about siblings for Mercury and Aries, these are the siblings that are, I would feel like they're very independent. You know, your siblings can come off very like independent. Y'all kind of like did y'all's own thing. Y'all could have been very competitive with each other. Like I said, please check the aspects to your Mercury. But you could have been very competitive with each other. If we're talking about trips, because it does rule short trips as well, or like going to the store, or going, you know what I mean, to, you know, the next state over, or, you know, going on a road trip and stuff like that. Mercury and Aries would like to go to places that I feel like where they're able to be around a lot of people because they're also very social. They need to be around, they want to be around a lot of people. They need to be, or they prefer to be in hotter places because, you know, if we're talking about taking a short trip and then we're just talking about the modality or the element of, you know, Aries is fire. So, you know, this is the type of sign that needs to be in more hotter places. I feel like if you're talking about any element, like the water signs need to be around water, or what prefer to be around water. Mercury and earth signs like to be around like a lot of trees and, you know, greens and grass and things like that, you know, really grounded in earth. And I feel like air signs like to be in like really busy places because of their minds. They like, you know, to be in like real busy places like a New York, or if they're not in places like New York, they need to be in a place where it has really fresh, clean air, like the mountains and, you know, just places where they can kind of go and just breathe. So for Mercury and Aries, you know, I feel like y'all are like, I need to be around, like, I need to be in some heat, you know. But then on the opposite end of that is, it would be, you know, y'all being in, I wouldn't necessarily say the cold because it might make y'all a little bit more depressed if you're in cold places. I would definitely say places that have water, so it can kind of, you know, kind of calm the mind a little bit, give you a little zen, you know what I'm saying, things like that. But other than that, I think that's really my full analysis of Mercury and Aries. It's very fun, it's very playful, it's very energetic, enthusiastic, very optimistic about life. It's the type of energy that will motivate you to go there, motivate you to go further, motivate you to do more. It's very much so like that general kind of energy. But just don't piss their ass off. And it's easy for them to get pissed off. Very easy. So just try. You know what I mean? And if they do, maybe take a couple steps back away from Mercury and Aries, maybe. Just a tad, okay? No? All right. Well, anyway, it's Araneae Storm checking in, checking out. Like I said, you can hit me on all social media at Araneae Storm, and hit me up if you would like a personal reading with me. araneastorm.wix.com/info, and we're gonna move on to Mercury and Taurus. All right. Yeah. See y'all soon.